to my channel. I'm Han, and today Plant Diary is repotting my Monstera borsajana arbor. This is one of the Monstera arbor that I've been growing for about 3 months, I guess. It was one of my 2023 wishlist plant. Since it was my first time of growing borsajana arbor, when I brought it, I put it in my place for 1 week until it's been adjust my place environment, and then give them a train for propagation experiment, and now it has been opening fourth foliage now, which is progressing. Out of all my Monstera arbor borsajana, this is the growing most actively at the moment. The other one is like kind of showing the buds, trying to grow the new shoots or rooting, but it doesn't really have significantly growing a new foliages. Unlike other arbor borsajana plants, this is like already formed 2 shoots and then kind of unfurling the new foliages. In the last time video, I wanted to potted this plant into soil because currently this is in the leca. For that couple of months while I'm growing this one, instead of liquid fertilizer, I just give fertilizer because anyway I was planning to put in a soil. Now I've done some shopping and then I mixed the potting mix, and I have a totem which is not really happy to forming the bigger foliage, but I don't want the root is too much invasively attached on the totem, attached on the pole, and also at the same time right now I'm just putting it for the shaping purpose. So today while I'm potting this one, I will stake this totem as well and then put in a returning potting mix. Then let's start. Since this plant roots have been already grown up quite enough in this pot, I don't think it's really right to decreasing the pot size. But also at the same time, once I take it out this plant and then remove some of the leca from the root, it's gonna be the volume of the root is gonna become smaller, and it doesn't really need bigger space for rooting at the moment. So right now my plan is I'll just take it out this one, get rid of the leca, remove some damaged root, and probably give them a good wash because sometimes it has been just washing, sitting in the water so long, and then now there's so many the green thing, which is I don't think it's really gonna be helpful for growing these plants for the roots. So I just remove these things with a shower and then try to pot it in the soil. So right now let me hold the stem and then a little bit squeeze and just slightly tilt over. Shape the root. The root is pretty okay. I can see some of the root is rotted roots that I was just trying to remove with my hand. Just give a wash, shower. For now, I'm not gonna force it to take it out or the lecas because while I'm doing it, it can damage the root. For me, I want to minimize the damage in the roots, so just as far as I see all the damaged root, I'll just remove with the hand. And actually, because this plant was growing in a leca, the root is pretty much okay mostly. What I can see is like because the root has already have a soil, I think prior owners used to grow this one in the soil and then trying to put in a leca when the plant is not performing. That's why I see some of the roots have been damaged, rotted earlier. And then maybe when she was doing the repotting, she didn't remove the damaged roots. So that's why there is a couple of rotted roots, I'm guessing. So I think that much is fine, and then give them a nice wash again. may be ready. So now it's pretty much ready. So actually when you see the plant and pot, actually root is not really absolutely perfect. So again, I think it should be fine to reusing this one. And then since right now the plan is, when I see it, it's more like lean to that side, so I can slightly lean over like that and then put the stake in here so it can be wrapping up while it's growing. And of course there's one more, so it will help it to grow together, centering together. The potting mix is literally just mixture of the orchid bark, horticulture charcoal, perlite, a little bit of coco peat, and the the compost. What is it? Worm casting, yeah, for the little bit of fertilizer. Sorry. Like that. Then gonna put against a little bit on one side, and there just gently put the stake to not damage the root. Gently pour the and when you're potting, if you want to make it sadder, you just can shake a little bit plant up and down, and then when on the bottom the soil can go down. So right now I think just filling up this much should be fine, cause if I put more, then second shoot is gonna be like buried by the soil, and then I don't think it's gonna be really good for. And second foliage, this one, if I put more potting mix, this second foliage is gonna be buried by the soil, and then I don't think it's gonna be really good. So I will just put the soil about that much, and then once I put shower to make the soil established, then the level is gonna go down. So let me just keep water and then come back. So yes, now I just pot it and then put the stake on it, and what I need to do is start to be training. But I don't want to be really force it to be train on shape, because new foliage is growing and I just pot it into the soil, so I don't want to give too much stress on this plant. But also at the same time, I need to train to make it better shape. So I'll just tie up this foliage to help it to be going on that side, to be a little bit more shape on that side. This one probably I will pull about that much, and the most bottom one also gonna be a little bit trying to bring up, so in the way it can be a little bit help it to shape it. I'll just cut some a little longer. When I tried Monstera earlier, I used to tie up the stem, I'm not sure how to call this area. That stem absolutely attached on the Monstera and tied up. But then that's kind of helping it. It doesn't really, I feel like it's gonna be it's kind of affecting the, damaging the foliage a lot. And then I didn't see much point for doing like this, so this time instead of that, I just tied up slightly, so you just can hold it and then gently pull over and just tie it up against the wall. And then when it's a little bit trained, then gonna tie it up the more closely instead of just tying straight all the way up like that. Yes. Open mode. The new foliages I'm not gonna tie it up because it's just growing now, So right now I just let it grow like this, and then maybe if it's become more mature, then probably at the time I will tie it up. Instead, I will just for the last one, I will do the small one. Tiniest one is a little bit very gentle, like that. So it can help it to shaping the little growth. Instead of sitting on the floor. So like this, today I just potted my Borsagiana arbor into potting mix and put the totem to make it shaping and also a little bit of tied up slightly. Since I just transferred from leca to soil, which is leca is kind of basically working like a water growing in the water, hydroponic. So the roots have been much used to it in growing more moist or the watery condition growing in the water. So that's why, like last time when I do the potted the Monstera Borsagiana my cuttings in a soil, right now I just fill up the soil with water at the bottom, so in that way it can constantly supply the water on the soil for the one. I'm not really willing to give fertilizer this one because already compared to leca, soil already has a more nutrition. Caring gonna be pretty much similar with what I used to do. I'm just gonna place in the right area, but little different is like only placing this area to be face on the sun side, but now it has been kind of leaned toward that way, right? So from now I'm gonna place in the opposite way. So in that way, while it's growing, it can a little bit more grow on the totem area and then easily shape it as well. And about the watering, probably I'm gonna give water about once in 5 days, once in 4 days. In the beginning, probably I will try to give once in 3 to 4 days and then keep the soil a little bit filled up with water. And then once the plant is slowly getting used to it with the soil condition, then I will start to give water once in 5 days. It's just because this potting mix is really good at well draining, but also at the same time it's kind of drying really quick. So I'm trying to give a little more often watering. So yes, that's pretty much everything for today's video. And then hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And if you want to check how my plant is more performing often, then you can check my Instagram and follow and subscribe my YouTube channel as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.